A miserable insomniac becomes addicted to attending group therapy sessions for a variety of diseases. It helps him sleep, to subdue his mental condition. He relies on it, so he can keep his lifestyle and keep his focus on his job as an automobile recall consultant. But then another faker shows up, a cancer by the name of Marla, and suddenly, once again, he's unable to sleep. But all that changes when he meets Tyler Durden, a soap maker that offers him a place to stay when his apartment blows up and he loses everything. Now, he doesn't need support groups, because along with Tyler, he creates his own. What else? A fight club. A place to die and be reborn, remolded as a new man. He finds purpose and he starts to feel good about himself. He's able to find happiness. But there's more to Tyler than meets the eye. There's more to this little fight club that meets the eye. And before too long, everything in his life starts spiraling out of control once again. I feel like the discovery of Fight Club is a pretty universal experience for most people. Somebody breaks the first rule and talks to you about Fight Club. The title itself is off-putting. Some underground fight club sounds dumb. But okay, you decide to look into it. You won't be sold on the two guys smirking at you on the cover holding a bar of soap. What is this? It looks dumb. It sounds dumb. But people will tell you, nah man, it's really good. Not at all what you expect. It's really cool. It's not dumb. And they're right. If by some miracle you end up pressing play on this movie, it's all over. From the first few seconds, you're smiling, you're bobbing your head, you're into it. The movie starts off with a bang. It wastes no time at all hyping you up, and it keeps this intense energy throughout its entire runtime. And at 2 hours and 20 minutes, which sounds daunting, especially for a movie called Fight Club, believe it or not, you're going to be in for the time of your life. It's a wildly fun concept with sharp writing. It's as funny as it is engaging, and it's very cynical, and layered. It's the best kind of dark comedy. It's wholly original. It's unlike any movie you've ever seen. This movie tackles this long list of themes: consumerism, masculinity, rebellion, repression. It's a mentally engaging exercise, and it'll likely resonate with you, for better or for worse. There's this common issue with some of its fan base. A lot of people idolize Tyler Durden. He has some interesting philosophies, and he makes some really good points. But what we're talking about is a dissociative identity disorder, a radical nihilistic anarchist. Looking up to Tyler Durden is like looking up to Patrick Bateman or Arthur Fleck. And if you do, well, you do you. But I assure you, posting this shit online isn't going to make you look like a badass. Whether or not you share the same bleak outlook on society as Tyler is completely inconsequential to your enjoyment of the movie. Despite the fact that, at its core, Fight Club is a social satire, there's just too much to love about this movie to be thrown off by its off-putting preachiness. One of the best things about Fight Club is how it tells its story. The narrator's perspective, his attitude, his distaste for the world. You don't usually crawl into a character's mind like this. And it's an ugly, depressing place to be. The way the narrator is constantly controlling the flow of the story, like jumping around at different points of the story. It's just so interesting and different. His state of mind is reflected stylishly in the movie, and with his delusions and insomnia and generally poor mental health, you're going to get a lot of this stuff. The sound mixing will get funky, and then the frame splices that show his mind cracking. There are details everywhere. The framing is always just perfect. Movies rarely look this good, or sound this good, but here we are. This is David Fincher at his best. Setting aside all the marvelous technical aspects of it all, the adrenalized editing, the audio mixing, and all things stylized, Fight Club, even without all the bells and whistles, is just a really compelling story. It's based on the best-selling book by the same name, and this is one of those rare cases where the movie is considered even better than the book, as said so by the big man himself. And of course, that's debatable. But the movie does an excellent job of adapting the paper to the screen by using the same unconventional storytelling techniques that the novel does. The movie translates this so well and with such precision and passion that it's impossible not to like it. It's meticulously well crafted and it's ridiculously fun. It's special. It is a beautiful and unique film. It's not just a must-watch movie. It's a must-own movie. But be careful. The things you own end up owning you.